Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is the menu. So I know this is kind of like a horror thriller based on fine dining, the restaurant experience, that type of thing. I've heard very good things about it. It's got a great cast: Ralph Fiennes, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, all great actors. I do hope that it is not just cannibalism that seems a bit too straightforward, you know, that it turns out that the food they're eating is actually made of people. I hope there's something a bit more there. And I do know this also has some kind of like class commentary, I've heard, so I'm interested to see how it goes with that as well. So before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and watch along with me. You can find an extended reaction that has longer clips of the film, more reactions from me, things that I had to cut for time's sake or for copyright sake, so you can get that extended reaction on Patreon as well. So yeah, let's just jump right in.
12 customers total.
A night? What are they trying to profit?
$12.50 a head, that's how.
I mean, $12.50 and they got to take a boat to get there, and it's like one of the best chefs in the world, I'm assuming. That doesn't seem like that egregious compared to, like, you know, what's his face? Salt Bay, his restaurant, he charges like $9K for a steak, wasn't one of them? Or was that one of the bills came to like $9K? Obviously it is still a lot of money, but...
Chef Slowick would like to welcome you with a raw local oyster and a mignonette emulsion with lemon caviar and an oyster leaf.
Yeah, so it's like this whole experience, right?
One of his classics. Lemon pearls are made with alginate.
Oh, he's got to take a photo.
No, it's the balance of the products. You need the mouthfeel of the mignonette.
Please don't say mouthfeel.
Too late. Mouthfeel.
Yeah, he just seems like a bit snobby about everything, of course. Those food critics and celebrities all come into this island.
Change of plans, so Miss Westervelt can... This is Miss...
I'm Margot.
Oh, okay, so it's not a plan of everything going on here?
Oh, sorry, that was really awkward. I'm sorry. That was not...
No, fine. Don't worry about it.
You didn't even know her surname, though?
Hawthorne Island comprises 12 acres.
There's a lot of focus on these dead trees here, actually. I wonder if there's something there thematically.
Like it functions like an Epicurean salon.
No, I like Biome better, I think.
Biome's better, yeah.
They're just trying to intellectualize everything. Yeah, like she said, Mount Bullshit. There's bullshitting. I mean, it is cool if everything is gathered from this island.
Well, I suppose the bacteria would introduce itself to the consumer's bloodstream and spread into their spinal membranes, after which point he or she would become incapacitated and shortly thereafter expire.
Yeah. So it's teetering right on the edge. It shows how like vulnerable they are, really. You know, they could feed them anything.
We never burn anything unless by design. To make delicious. Now, who's hungry?
Yeah, Elsa's really unsettling in some of the stuff she's been saying.
Well, I booked the best spot. With my name.
Yeah, it's like they're being locked in.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there's already some guests here. Liquid nitrogen, like esterification, yeah. It's real, like, gastronomy, isn't it? Trying to be as fancy as they can.
Miss Mills, you will be sitting in Miss Westervelt's seat.
You should have the better view.
I do wonder if her being here has ruined everything then.
But please do not photograph our dishes.
Oh, he's not gonna like that.
And Chef, is he around here somewhere? I'd
Why
love to
don't
talk
you
with
take
him.
your seat? We're about to serve.
There's always like this little bit of antagonism from everyone. He was definitely telling, yeah, because he brought the wrong guest, uninvited. I'm guessing this other guest was like his ex and now he's with Margot. This old woman, she seems very out of place. She was already sitting here before everything started, you know, wasn't with the other guests.
Snow and charred lace. Enjoy.
I like that, having the dishes on the screen with the ingredients.
2 years, this opportunity has been
The best of your life.
Oh, Elsa definitely saw that, didn't she?
phone. Here's the production
What are you
company
doing?
credit card.
Non-transferable.
And here is the key to your house in LA.
They're not breaking up here because she said that he already had a wife.
Okay. Yeah, chef.
Oh yeah, that moment of anticipation, getting approval from the chef, from the head. I do wonder if he will like lose his temper and it'll be a bit of a commentary on that, you know, the chefs that are really up themselves, the Gordon Ramsay types kind of thing.
Consider every morsel that you place inside your mouth. Be mindful, but do not eat.
Don't just scoff it down, yeah.
Accept all of it. And forgive.
Forgive? That's, I don't know, that's a weird way to put it. I am thinking this isn't like some sort of therapy session for each of the couples here. We've seen a few arguing and a few, you know, chatting with each other in that way.
No, this is what the guy was fishing for earlier.
Sorry.
Sorry, chef.
It was almost like he's treating his guests like his workers as well, where it was like, why are you interrupting me? That kind of thing.
In the soil and the water.
Oh, the look on his face, he's just like in awe.
I find it all very moving. It's all so beautiful. I just...
Don't take photos.
You don't have to call him Chef Tyler. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even know about your existence.
I kind of want him to...
Like you?
Yeah, he's a hero, isn't he?
The customer, you're paying him to serve you. Doesn't really matter whether he likes you or not.
Yeah, I was thinking like, is it like all a therapy session for these couples here? And by Margot being here, that kind of ruins that dynamic between Tyler and Miss Wivelsfield or whoever it was supposed to be.
It's good.
You can't just say good for the show. You have to embellish.
Yeah, there's so many people that just say, oh, it's good. It's really good. It's like the two extremes here. This couple that really intellectualizes it, and this guy doesn't quite as much the celebrity.
I mean, I've had shellfish just as good with my chef at home, Ricardo. You know Ricardo, he's amazing.
Incredible.
Whatever, at least we can say we've been here, right?
Oh, they're being really critical of it. And the thing is, Elsa is overhearing everything.
Thank you.
Oh, taking it off her plate. Is there something she didn't like?
You get no bread.
Okay. Is it a deconstruction of bread? Like,
Not gonna serve bread at a restaurant known for their bread. That's sweet. What? Thank you. Bye.
or is it just toppings that would go on a bread?
It's gotta be a bit.
Are you fucking serious?
He's actually disappointed that there's no bread.
But this emulsion does look slightly split.
Ooh, and he noticed that.
Yeah, which is really, I mean, you really should.
Is she gonna complain about it?
The way he weaves in historical allegories. I mean, the game is trying to guess what the overarching theme of the entire meal is going to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there an overarching theme?
Only the girl next door, but maybe there are some rules that you should give a fuck about. Like, I don't know, giving food to people at a restaurant.
No one would ever call you the girl next door.
It seems like whenever there's a disagreement, what he does, what Tyler does, is try and compliment her to make her feel better, to get her mind off it, you know?
Here is another broken emulsion, courtesy of Chef Slowick.
Yeah, he's overhearing everything.
Excuse me, could we please get a little bread, you know, and some gluten-free for my friend as well?
No.
No.
It ruins the experience. It's all, I guess it all is all set out meticulously, you know. They're probably not very full at this point, but it's a multiple course meal that's going to take like 4 hours.
You will eat less than you desire and more than you deserve.
Okay.
This is great stuff, am I? I think I beat it.
Oh, he was taking food off her plate earlier before as well, wasn't he?
The menu only makes sense if you eat.
But you told us not to eat.
That is not what I meant, madam. You know it.
Well, thank you for your concern, but I am perfectly capable of deciding when I eat and what.
Yeah, she just like disrespected his hero a bit. Who is this? Is that like his mum or something?
Cherry and tobacco notes and a faint sense of longing and regret.
The thing is, if she's not actually eating, she's gonna get drunker and drunker throughout the night, I guess, with all of this wine.
But you're not. What would you be leaving for?
Associate Development Co-Exec.
What the hell's that?
Okay, yeah, so she's like his manager kind of thing, isn't she? But it's weird, you know, he took his assistant here and not his wife.
To make him stop, I finally had to stab him in the thigh with kitchen scissors.
Oh wow, just dumping this all on your guests. And it's scissors in the thigh, okay.
Yeah, it's like
You like that?
yeah, it's a backstory to what makes him a chef artist.
I mean, it's a bit of a trauma dump, but it's a big insight into his life.
The images on the tortillas have been made using a laser engraving machine. It's the first time we've used.
Okay, so it's a classic, but here's updated it a bit.
The restaurant that I reviewed, that all closed.
Like a gag, then.
I think so.
Oh, look at that lighting over him.
Tacos.
No, the pictures, they're all of us.
It's all personal to each guest, except obviously for Margot.
Tyler, is that you?
Yeah, they're on me from tonight taking fucking...
Oh, it's from tonight, wow.
Fun shoot, though.
Maybe it's a joke, because you're friends, right?
Yeah, it's getting a bit personal for everyone.
Are these? How did he get these?
Is that their bank account? But these guys, they're all like finance bros kind of thing, aren't they? It's just like evidence that they've been laundering money or something like that.
What the hell are these?
These are tortillas.
Wow, this place closed by the morning, do you understand?
Oh, no, that won't be necessary.
But they even survived by morning.
It's you. Who is that woman?
Oh, exposing him for cheating.
If they try to turn us in.
Right. If they turn us in, they'd be turning back in. And then
Yeah, they're all the same, like, they're all funded the same by the same company, right?
Hangs, maybe shut up and eat.
Right this way. Thank you.
I mean, they're trying to make Margot like the kind of every woman, you know, make her relatable. But I feel like they might be doing it a bit too far, you know. And there's some secret behind the silver door. Okay.
It's not who you want me to think you are. Who are you?
I am Margot.
You shouldn't be here tonight.
I mean, like, if he's doing something and all these guests are going to be killed, then she definitely shouldn't be here. I don't know if that's exactly what his plan is, though.
I'm excited. We're ready for our next course, which I think you'll find.
Excuse me. What the hell is going on, man?
Would you just let me finish?
It was like things are escalating. What was that on the floor? I thought they were going to like serve something on it or something, but then they walked onto it.
But he'll never achieve it. Correct, Jeremy?
Yes, chef.
I thought there'd be some like positive spin on it. He'll not do it if he doesn't get an opportunity or something, and I'm giving him that opportunity.
By giving everything you have to pleasing people you will never know.
Is that why Slowick is trying to get to know her?
Not my position and my talent, my life.
No, chef.
It's all so much like a performance, isn't it?
Sous Chef Jeremy's The Mess.
Oh, it's gonna be him! Wow. Is like he the course, his life is a mess.
Part of the show. This is what
show? That's not...
This is what you're paying for.
Is he actually dead, or was there a, like a splatter thing? I feel like he's actually dead.
It's like a squib or like...
Yeah, it was a squib.
It's not funny.
What the fuck?
They still made a mess in the kitchen though. Some of the blood reached. As soon as I saw them put those curtains round, I thought, you know, part of his body would be included on it. Then they would do the. Would it be lean into the cannibalism? Is he the next course?
With which hand will you handle this, left or right?
What the fuck are you saying?
Is she gonna cut off one of them?
Ring finger.
What are you doing? Leave it. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Please hold still.
Oh, they hid it behind a bit of tissue there. And he's still just eating.
Please, Stacy.
I mean, is there a possibility that is part of the experience? And these two are actors. They still haven't shown his hand, you know, his finger. At this point, the people are so calm. Like, I want to be someone fighting back. You know, grab a knife from the kitchen and fight back.
I have to know where to seat you. With us or with them.
And then you'll let me live?
We're all gonna die tonight.
Everyone here? Or is that just metaphorically they're giving it their all, you know?
Do you want to die with those who give or with those who take?
Yeah, is he setting it up as a us versus them, working class and upper class?
In the meantime, please return to your seat. The next dish is exquisite.
I mean, someone earlier, they did say he's always been very conscious of class and the dishes.
It's not fucking fair. Why do you get a kitchen course? Smoke all day, can't even fucking taste it.
It's like he's completely ignoring the surroundings.
What are our options? The door is guarded, but it could be a...
They could have used that rock from earlier to smash through the window.
You think we have better knife skills than them?
What other choice do we have?
I don't fucking know.
But everyone's overhearing this as well.
I'm gonna break this fucking window.
Yeah, break the window. It's probably reinforced though, isn't it? They probably, yeah, they've planned this completely, haven't they?
Please let me help you back to your table.
It's so unsettling the way everyone's handling this, how calm some of them are and how some are actually taking it seriously.
Are there any questions about me or Hawthorne?
Is this bergamot I'm getting, Chef?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that at all.
You enable her, Phil. You buttress. You coddle.
More broken emulsion, madam.
They're just gonna keep bringing it out in bigger and bigger bowls.
Liebran, kindly name one dish you ate the last time you were here.
Oh, he doesn't give it enough attention.
What does it matter?
It matters to the halibut, Mrs. Liebran, and to the artist whose work turns to shit.
So he just doesn't feel appreciated. He's taking it out on all of his, like, the worst type of customers that there are. Celebrities, regulars who don't appreciate it, like tech finance bros, critics as well, guys who only take photos and try to intellectualize things, and Margot is ruining everything. No. They've kidnapped him.
Just make it stop. Just fucking tell us how to stop this. We'll stop it, okay?
You can't.
I don't think he can't. Yeah. They can't stop. This is all just a punishment for them, really.
Despite the fact that there are no substitutions for Hawthorne! Fallen angel, please.
Is that the next dish? Are they just going to drown him out there?
Quiet. Do you hear it? Do you hear that silence? Listen, can you hear it?
It's being ruined by that timer, though.
That silence means I'm free.
Yeah, it's free from this burden of being owned, but well, the owner's dead, you know.
And I can tell, as one provider of experiences to another, that you don't...
Oh, was she the one that he was cheating with?
And that I was his daughter, and that he loved me, and I loved him.
And yeah, the wife did say, doesn't she look like our Claire, look like our daughter?
Come on, outside!
Please,
come on,
sir.
Outside, everyone!
Oh, they're actually letting them out. I mean, even if someone tries to run, they can't go anywhere.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our next course is called Man's Folly.
Oh. I guess that's her revenge on him a bit. They're not gonna, he's not gonna get what he wanted right here, is he? That looked like he was in the fire as well, just like his dad.
We now offer you the chance to escape. You'll be given a 45-second head start.
So, stabbed in his thigh like his dad, it was like, even though he suffered this trauma from his dad, he's still a man and still put that trauma on someone else. Obviously in a little bit of a different way, but yeah.
You too.
He does everything that Chef tells him though, doesn't he?
It's so good.
It's really good.
You know, it's the emoji for me.
Emoji.
Oh, that is actually a boat. There must be a setup though.
It doesn't work if you live. It needs an ending that...
Oh, like a climactic ending.
I mean, really, you should have your own place, right? And I could help you with that.
Oh, this is her way of bargaining her way out of this.
Oh, everyone dying was my pitch, actually. Super proud of it.
It's her idea. Yeah. Oh, is he actually potentially trying to save them or work his way back in so he can eat what they were just having? He's a chicken as well. Fits right in.
What did you get? Sir, please. Excuse me. Sorry, I'll take that.
Yeah, he was just after the food.
I wrote a negative recommendation to Sony.
Oh, so she wouldn't have got that job anyway. So he's just an idiot a bit, yeah.
You told me it'd be the greatest menu ever created.
Right, and?
That everyone would die.
So he already knew.
So you hired her knowing she'd die.
Yeah, he brought her here to die. And like no one would care if a prostitute died, kind of thing. It's not someone he has a personal connection with.
You wanted me here because...
Why?
You said I know a lot about food.
That's right. You're not like the others, are you?
He knew he would worship him and wouldn't, you know, let it loose.
That impressed me. Yeah. I mean, you're a cook. Cooks belong in the kitchen.
I mean, it's obvious that Julian is just playing with him a bit here, right? It's like because he idolized him so much, he could have saved everyone here. He had the opportunity to do so, but he never did. Is that the commentary he's trying to make here?
Doesn't he look good?
Yes, sir! Mr. Handsome Boy.
If I can cook here. Cook now? Cook.
Is he not a good cook? Is he not, he like all the gear, no idea. He knows what everything is, but he doesn't know how to use it properly. I mean, he is panicking so much. Is he panicking just because he's cooking for his idol, or just in general?
Wow. It's actually quite bad.
Utter lack of cohesion.
You are why the mystery has been drained from our art.
I do hope we find out what he said there.
Because my negligent colleague Elsa forgot to assign someone to bring it.
Oh, Elsa, who's always been so perfect, didn't actually do it. He just told Hyla to hang himself and he actually did it. Wow. Yeah, I thought it'd be something along those lines.
Memory of your face in that film.
So that's the only reason he's actually being punished?
What school did you go to?
Brown?
Student loans? No. I'm sorry, you're dying.
Oh, it was all paid off. Was that planned there? Planted there for her? Obviously, she wasn't planned to be here, though. Unless it all was really, truly planned. She can't be here too long because they'll question why she's been out. So his room is a recreation of the restaurant. Oh yeah, there's someone else here.
Think you're special?
Oh, she put the knife down.
Why would you die for him? He will not replace me. Replace you?
Oh really? That's what she thinks is happening. I mean, she got plenty of tools in this kitchen, yeah. Heavy objects to fight back. Oh, oh, the Paco jet, of course it is.
Tell me about the barrel I didn't forget.
So Chef did that on purpose. Not telling her about the barrel. Oh, okay, the key for this door. Will it be an exact recreation of the other one though? What's in that other room? I mean, could it just be bodies of other guests that have come? Is this the first time he's actually done one where he's killed people? I'm not sure. Started out as just a burger flipper. Oh. Yeah, can she communicate and get someone to rescue her?
You told him it was my birthday?
Seemed funny about 3 hours ago.
Asbestos hands. I can no longer be hurt, Margot.
This is almost like closure for him before he dies at the end of the night as well.
What? What are you doing?
Oh, they're gonna stage it so it's all perfect.
Entire evening. Why didn't you all try harder to fight back?
Yeah, the radio was planted.
You the owner?
I'm the executive chef. Ownership changed hands recently, but that's another story.
Surely you can see that something's wrong. There's a lot of people here with scars on their head and stuff.
I don't want to bother you.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be about...
Yeah, he's gonna try and escape with him.
What's your name? Dale. Dale. What's up, Dale? Hi.
Is he writing like "help me" on it or something?
Calling Dr. Sunshine.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Here you go.
He actually liked the shit film. Okay. I mean, everyone's got different tastes, don't they? Oh, keep walking. Just play it off cool.
Everyone, now.
Oh, he actually has a gun. Okay.
Hey, don't have nothing to do with it. No.
No. He's part of the experience, isn't he?
Thank you, Dale. Thank you.
Yeah.
We work as a team. You, Margot from Nebraska.
Oh, she betrayed the team. She realized something there.
When I eat your food, it tastes like it was made with no love.
Okay. They cook with effort but not love.
Single purpose on this earth is to serve people food that they might actually like, and you have failed.
Oh, she's actually getting to him a bit.
You're still hungry?
Yes, I am. You know what I'd really like?
Tell me.
A cheeseburger.
Going back to his roots.
We can do a cheeseburger.
There's a little smirk on his face there. Yeah, it's like going back to his passion, back to his roots. Very inspirational music, you know. And they did have bread, they had the buns. Was that a paper plate too?
Unfortunately, I think my eyes were a little bigger than my stomach. Can I get the rest to go?
Actually gonna let her go?
Thank you for dining at Hawthorne.
Thank you.
Oh, she's got to get the bill as well. She owes about, what was it? It was $1,000, wasn't it? She's only paid for the cheeseburger. Okay. I mean, that is probably all she ate, right? I was wondering if she would say something to anyone.
Thank you for dining with us tonight. You represent the ruin of my art.
I was wondering how they're going to do this final death. Is that just flammable? They're becoming s'mores? They're covered in marshmallows?
We must embrace the flame.
Oh, he's got the asbestos hands though, yeah.
We must be cleansed, made clean.
And he's gonna kill his mum here as well. Oh, setting all the gas as well, yeah. Oh, that's what the barrel was. Oh, I was looking to see if Tyler's dish was on there as well, how pre-planned that out that actually was. Okay, so that was the menu. That was really great. So in the end, it was really all of these guests represent a different archetype of customer, of guest to a restaurant that Slowik hates and have become like the downfall of him, really. You have like celebrities who come along and they're like celebrities in the restaurant making a big deal. They kind of play on that with Dao, the like lifeguard guy, but then it's also just because he ruined his day when he had a day off and he watched that awful film as well, which is pretty funny. Then you have the critics, of course, big restaurant critics who overthink everything, and they helped him get to where he is, but is where he is even where he wanted to be in the first place? I'm not really sure there, you know. But also they can just ruin a restaurant just like that, as he had on the tortillas. He had the different restaurants that she had got closed down essentially. There were like the tech finance bros who know the owner and could, you know, get your restaurant closed down if you don't treat them right, you know. So they're very kind of egotistical like that. There was the guests who never really pay that much attention. I'm guessing they just go there for the look of it, you know. They go there for that symbolism of class, and they don't really pay much attention to what they are actually eating. And then you had Tyler, who represented this kind of super fan, but because he is so into it, he kind of ruins the experience and the mystery. Like, he knew all of the techniques and the gadgets and things that they use, and that kind of ruins the mystery, the magic behind it a little bit for other people. And I can definitely see all of these archetypes, you know, they apply to restaurants here and to the food industry, but they can also apply to different art forms as well, because Tyler, he feels like that kind of commentary there about ruining the mystery, that could also play into movie critics in a way. And he could even represent, you know, those channels that do end and explain videos where it explains the mystery of movies and things like that, you know. He could also represent that. And then critics, you know, most art forms have those kind of snobby critics anyway, so that makes sense. So I feel like although it's specifically for restaurants here, a lot of this can apply to other industries too. And then it turns out Margot, you know, she obviously came here unexpectedly for Slowik, and she actually maybe gave him a little bit of that experience that he was looking for, that love for cooking a little bit back there at the end, ordering that burger, obviously taking him back to his roots as just a burger flipper. But I feel like she represents that little bit of hope, of love for his craft, you know. There is, you know, very clearly a class commentary here. It's the givers and the takers, upper class and the working class, the haves and the have-nots, and this whole thing was also Slowik kind of getting a bit of revenge for that. You know, it's very cathartic for him in that sense too. And he comes to recognize that Margot is, you know, one of us. She was a service worker in her own way. And I do wonder if that influenced his decision to let her live. You know, he was going to let her live until she tried to phone to help, you know, escape. But was he actually going to let her live before that? I'm not sure, because his whole thing was everyone was going to burn up together. It was going to be him and his chefs and the guests as well. So I don't think he was going to let her live anyway, you know. That was until the end when she, you know, got him to make this burger and said, "Can I get it to go?" That was quite funny, but he did actually let her go there. And it makes sense in retrospect how calm Tyler was throughout the whole thing, because he was actually aware that people were going to die there. So he had the knowledge in advance, really, that could have saved everyone there if he wanted to, but it was his own curiosity and obsession with Slowik that ended up getting everyone killed, really. Slowik obviously did his research on everyone here. He's manipulated them really well into getting here, and especially his manipulation of Tyler, you know, feeding into that obsession Tyler has of him. Tyler's just this big fanboy, really, and his obsession goes so far that he would let people die for it, you know, just so he could personally experience this opportunity. There were some hilarious moments with him as well, like when he was trying to break in when all of the girls were in there just so he could get a taste of it, you know, and he was taking stuff off Margot's plate as well. But then with Slowik, when he gives Tyler this challenge to cook something for us, Tyler just doesn't make the cut. You know, he is so advanced with his knowledge and ideas of the process and everything, but he doesn't actually have the skills to be able to replicate it himself. All the gear but no idea. It's a saying my dad loves, and my dad is actually a chef. He's not like a big time chef like Slowik, but he is a chef and has done quite well, and that's a phrase he used quite a lot. All the gear but no idea, and that definitely applies to Tyler, because it doesn't matter the tools you have if you don't know how to use the tools. You could give the worst chef in the world all the best tools, but they won't know what to do with them. And Tyler's like obsession goes so far that he would just hang himself like that on command, just if Slowik gives him the order, which is crazy. I guess he knew he was going to die here anyway as well. And you know, there is a point where there is still some like plausible deniability. You're like, oh, is this just an act? You know, when the sous chef shot himself and people were like, oh, maybe it was a squib. Is it all part of the performance just to get everyone on edge? I kind of thought that that one that shot himself, they would like serve parts of his body. I know I said, you know, I didn't want them to go into cannibalism here because it felt like it's a bit overdone, really, and it's a bit obvious that it would be cannibalism and they're eating people. But I think that would be lazy, kind of, if that was the twist. But at that point, we kind of know something weird is happening here, and it would fit thematically, being because the dish's name was the chef's name, I'm forgetting, but it was his mess. So like, you consuming part of his body, you're like consuming his mess. That would make sense thematically for him, but it wasn't. They had some other meat on the plate there. And then there's this commentary on class, but there is also some gender commentary here with Men's Folly, one of the courses designed by the woman sous chef who had these advances from Slowik onto her, and she just kept denying it. I was wondering if there would be any more twists on that story, if that story was going to get a little darker there. I'm glad it didn't, but that did go through my mind. Or also, if, you know, when she stabbed him, that they were going to start to get it on right there in front of everyone and he'd get his wish. But I feel like that is definitely this commentary on Slowik was abused as a child. It seemed like he was just like physically and mentally abused, not sexually abused. But it's like the hurt people, and although he has also been through this traumatic experience, he is still doing things that can cause trauma to others with this sous chef that he kept making advances on. But then also just in general, his whole setup here for the menu. And then like his sous chef, she stabbed him in the thigh, the exact same place that his father was stabbed. So it's almost like a bit of a punishment for him continuing to make those advances, and him reflecting on how he became a little bit like his father in those moments as well, you know. I've been reading some bell hooks recently, and it did remind me very much of that. How men who have fallen victim to toxic patriarchal masculinity can still perpetuate it later on if they don't start to like dismantle and be introspective themselves. And maybe after that happened, he became a bit more introspective and realized, you know, what's going on here, how he doesn't feel fulfilled here, and it's kind of all part of this class system that's going on. And that's why he put together this whole menu, this whole experience where he was going to kill all of his guests and himself. Like, he is clearly, you know, quite psychopathic and extreme, but there is some reasoning behind it all. At the end, he was saying about how the flame is like purifying, he's almost purifying this world of himself, who is slightly corrupted, and of all of his guests. Now, with Margot, I did say during the reaction, I thought she went a bit too far, too quick, kind of narratively. She's obviously the kind of audience stand-in character, and she tries to be a bit more common sense, you know. She sees through all of the bullshit a bit. But I did think she turned on Slowik, like, too early, perhaps. Like the breadless bread course, I don't get why that was like so upsetting. If that was served to me, I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever, you know, there's still so many more courses to go. Obviously, after the headshot course, then that makes complete sense, but I don't see why the breadless bread course was actually like so offensive, you know? And I know like Elsa and Slowik, they were very grating at the start. Obviously, you know, the customer service wasn't exactly great, but I don't think it was quite at that point to prompt her reaction just yet. I feel like they could have saved that for later, but I guess you can't really save that for later because then it's after the chef had killed himself, so that outburst maybe wouldn't have worked. Or they could have got Slowik to do something a bit more extreme for her outburst against him, maybe. He was obviously like rude and pretentious, but it wasn't as bad really, you know. I wouldn't even say he was at like levels of some chefs in real life. You know, the way Gordon Ramsay sometimes treats his guests is way worse than what Slowik was doing there at the start anyway, for the first 2 courses, not from that point after, obviously. I did think there would maybe be a bit more commentary on that, on like the Gordon Ramsay type chefs where they're so egotistical and, you know, they abuse their staff. Obviously, he is kind of abusive to his staff in the sense that they all die, but he was quite calm with his staff. Obviously, he was kind of stern, but they all respected him. But like, we never got any big outbursts of like swearing and rowing with all the chefs, but that might be a case just because it's that high, super high level of culinary experience. I'm not sure there. You know, there's only so much ground they can cover in one film as well. They had to make a decision on the kind of personality Slowik would have, and they went for this kind of a bit more calm and collected, although he does lose it at a few points, rather than the more like celebrity chefy type, which I think makes sense for this story. I'd really recommend the TikToker Jake Talks Food. He does some great breakdowns on that kind of stuff, on the service industry. He has one about Gordon Ramsay that's really good, but I know he also did a breakdown of all of the dishes in this film and like where the inspiration came from. I think one of them was Noma, which is one of the best restaurants in the world that's closing down soon, actually, I've recently heard. But he did a great breakdown of this and what each dish, where their inspiration came from. I didn't actually watch that because I hadn't seen the film yet, but now that I have watched the film, I did watch it in between.
Super heavy Noma plating on the cucumber dish. Strong Heston Blumenthal vibes from the Sound of the Sea dish. Dominique Crenn was the culinary consultant for the movie, and this dish yells Dominique Crenn.
I did think that, you know, when Margot was let go, you know, she ordered her burger and said, "Can I get it to go?" I was thinking some of the others would like try and copy her after that, like, "Oh, can I get a cheeseburger to go as well?" But obviously they'd be shut down by Slowik. But I did think, you know, one of them would try that just to try and get one up and try and escape as well, but I guess not. And it was weird when they were doing the marshmallow course, when they were all burning up. Who was it who said thank you? It was the wife of the guy who cheated. I didn't quite get a lot of the names there, but she was saying thank you, but maybe she's saying thank you for like exposing him as a cheater as well. So she got a little bit of revenge out of him dying, even if she died herself. And you know, earlier on, one of my predictions was that all of this could potentially be like this therapy session for each of the couples, because all of the people, all of the groups here, they seem to have some issues between each other. You had like the celebrity and his manager was going to leave. Then you had the cheating couple, obviously. You had the tech bros, but it didn't really end up being that, but it almost ended up being like this therapy session for Slowik himself, or this opportunity for him to get this like closure by killing everyone, you know. And I was wondering, you know, how intricately planned this whole thing was. Obviously, they'd set up the radio to call in Dale, and Dale actually worked for them, which made sense. But I was wondering if Margot's involvement was also set up. I'm not quite sure if it was. I feel like there is still the possibility, because they'd printed on the tortilla the guy hiring Margot and exposing him as a cheater, and it's quite a coincidence that both would show up. And like, somehow could they have manipulated Tyler into bringing her? And that just proves even more like Tyler's character. They knew he would do that But I'm not sure. I feel like there's like a little bit of a possibility of that happening, but I do think some of it wasn't pre-planned like that, because like Elsa fighting Margot, obviously Elsa was already ready to die, but she probably wanted to die with the others in the fire in this ceremony, this cleansing ceremony at the end. So I don't know if they could have like possibly planned that even more, you know? But then I don't think they would have planned for letting Margot go. They could have potentially planned on her, you know, there's that little commentary of her potentially being like a class traitor. He kind of calls her a traitor for helping out the others trying to escape all of this. Of course, that's the logical thing when you're in this situation, but for this metaphor of the class, the us versus them, that Slowik had fabricated here, she's seen as a traitor there. So like, could he have set that up until that point? Because he did set up her going to go get the barrel, but then the barrel wasn't really in his cabin, in his house. So maybe not. The barrel was in the smokehouse, and it was her free will to go into the house and to find the radio. And she only managed to find the radio after killing Elsa, unless Slowik had planned for her to kill Elsa. I feel like it's a little bit of a stretch to consider that part planned, or to consider Margot a planned part of this. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment. And if you really loved it, be sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date on all future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.